Hello, this is YouMineWeCraft, and today I'm going to be doing episode 3 of the Redstone tutorial series. And this episode is all about logic gates. As you can see, I've got pretty much all of them, I believe, by here. Okay, so this is the first one. Is very simply inverter, but the correct name is a NOT gate. And this is very simple. It's just a redstone current going into a block. On that block then is a redstone torch, and it carries and go into its output. So basically, if the signal is going off into it, then the signal will be the opposite, which is on. So this torch is its default state is on, which it is at the moment, and giving off power. But if this torch is powered, no, if the block the torch is sitting on, or placed on, I mean, sorry, is powered, then the torch will be turned off. It's kind of awkward to explain. It's quite a simple idea. I'll just show you now. So at the moment, this is off. This lever is off, so the signal's on. If I change it, it'll do the opposite. So now the signal's on going in, and it will change to the opposite, which is out. So it inverts the signal, basically. Now this can be used in a lot. No, this is used in a lot of the logic gates, and they are classed as different logic. Or they do have different names, but they're just exactly the same logic gate, but with inverter or NOT gate. Okay, so here I have a NAND, N-A-N-D, NAND gate, and is basically two repeaters. It's two. You got two inputs, but only one output. So if I just flick one of them, nothing will happen. Flick the second one, and then it'll go down. So both of these need to be on for the redstone current to change, basically. So we turn one of them off, it goes up. So both of these need to be on to change the state of the output. And this is used in a lot of adventure maps. Say for instance, you have to complete 2 tasks to get through a door. You have to complete one task, turn that on, second task, turn that on, and it would open the door, whatever. Now this is an AND gate, A-N-D, AND gate. Is basically a NAND gate, but with an inverter placed on it. Now this gate by here is used, I find, a lot more, because basically the output is off when nothing's happening, other than that. But this is helpful because instead of using this, then put in another inverter on it, you can just remove the first inverter and have a NAND gate, if that makes sense. I hope it does. Quite awkward to explain these. Okay, so this is a OR gate. Now, this is sometimes people find this a bit pointless, but it's a logic gate nonetheless. So I'm going to show it off. So basically, these both are off at the moment. These levers. And whenever one is turned on, it will send a redstone current out, which we all know it does. But so if one's on, that will work, and if this is on, it'll work as well. If they're both on, they won't change state. They both need to be off, or one needs to be on to change it. Now with this one, it is a NOR gate, N-O-R, NOR gate, and it's exactly the same as the OR gate, but with an inverter on it. So if I turn one of these on, the output will become off. It's a very simple idea, but can be used, but I've never actually used it personally myself. Well, actually, I have used it, but very rarely, so you may need to use it if you're building redstone stuff, but Probably not. Okay, so this here is extremely useful. If I can just get its name up, written down here. It's an XOR gate. So this may seem some people may think it's pointless, but I personally think it is very, very useful. So basically, whenever you turn one of these on, it'll toggle the output. So it's on. If I turn this one, it's off. Turn any of them. So they're basically two switches joined up to each other. So they're basically like this, but this wouldn't work the way you may expect it to. So if I change this now, it turns on, but if you were to flick this, it wouldn't turn it off. So basically the XOR gate does that. It is very, very useful for things like doorways, where you say for instance, I'll just build a little doorway by here. See for instance, I had to press a button to get in, it would open the door. I would walk through and the door would still be open. I have to press another button for it to close. Or better example is a lever. It wouldn't be placed there obviously, but you would press it to go in, and there would be another one somewhere in here, then you press it and it would close. So they can be extremely useful, and they do give a very professional looking effect when you're using them. Okay, so this is an XOR. Is it XNOR? XNOR. XNOR Gate, and it's exactly the same as the XOR gate, but the XNOR is basically has an inverter on it. So it still changes, but the output is inverted. Okay, so this is an NOR latch. Now this is quite a simple. It's quite simply made. It's quite simple to understand if you take a second to look at how it works. But it gives a very professional effect, I'm going to say. So it's called an NOR latch. You can also be called a memory cell, I believe. Yeah, it's also a type of memory cell, so it stores information put into it. So this is very good for if you're building anything advanced with Redstone, really. And basically turns a Redstone current into a switch. Makes any sense? So basically, when I press this button, I have hooked up the buttons. It will swap. If I press this again, it will not swap, because this button basically tells the latch to switch this way. So switch this way. If it's already on this way, it will not change. And then the button on the other side tells it to switch the other way. I'm going to float over it so you can see how it's made. So one of the inputs is going into here. Other input is going into here, and then when the outputs is coming off this redstone torch and off this redstone torch, or like from here or there, it will work there as well. So this works because it's basically two inverters hooked up to themselves, and this is a very good memory cell. So basically how we use it as a memory cell is, say for instance, this would be this off state, so this would be nothing basically, off state, and then when you activate something, it'll come in here and it'll activate something. And then you could have about 3 of these, and then this output you could have hooked up to a NAND gate, to several say for instance you have 2 of these NOR latches hooked up, and it was an adventure map or something, and you didn't want to have a lever to end your task, for instance. You just have a button. So you press the button for one of them, it would save what you press the button as, and then this would be switched on by here, and then you would do another one, and then it would switch the latch, and then you have another one on, and then whatever your desired effect would work. I'm sorry if that's a completely rubbish example. I'm just trying to explain them in ways that you may actually use them. Logic gates are a very complicated subject to teach, basically. So yeah, they are used a lot. I use them a lot anyway, because I don't like levers. I think they look a bit ugly, and they're a tad complicated to work out, like to use, and in Redstone they're very hard to use unless you use a what am I saying now? An XOR Gate, that's what I meant. I had to check it up then. XOR Gate, unless you use an XOR Gate, levers can be very awkward to use. So buttons are the desired input, and this is a way you can convert them into levers, basically. So that's it for the RS NOR latch. And this is the RS NAND latch. Now I've been playing around with this for a bit. I haven't seen it previously from this video, because I've been doing some research on the types of logic gates they are, so I can explain all of them to you and actually get the right names for it. Because I've known all these, but I haven't known the names for it. So I just want to tell you what the actual name is for it, in case you watch another tutorial on how to build something and they refer to a NAND gate or a NOR latch, or inverter or something like that. Okay, so basically this is classed as another type of memory cell, but it's a bit more awkward to use, I found. So you press this lever. This lever basically controls that output. This lever controls this output. So that one controls that. That one controls that. If you switch them both, I believe they both go on. Okay, nothing happens. Yeah. So this could actually be quite useful if you don't use pistons in your logic gates. So basically, you have this is just an example. You could have two people racing. One person's race runway would be down here, and then that would be like a pressure plate. One person's runway could be down here, and this could be a pressure plate. So whichever one hits it first, then they would send a signal to their side, basically, saying you've won. But when the other one goes on the other side, then nothing would happen. So it can be used in that manner. Now I think about it, this actually could be used quite a lot. It's quite interesting gate, not known too well. Okay, so this is the old versions of repeaters. One thing I failed to note is that when you invert a current, so when I put a torch by you, it turns off. All redstone torches take one tick. A tick is a measurement of time in Minecraft, so it will take one tick to turn off. Now it's not much of a delay, but if you have a string of them, or set up like I do, like here, it can give quite a large delay. So there you go. And inverters can also be used as to boost the current. So inverters basically act exactly like repeaters, except repeaters can be altered on how much delay they give. So and also with the repeater you only need one block, but with these you need at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now that is because by here the signal is changed to an off state, and it needs to be changed back then to an on state, so it actually makes sense. Otherwise, when your input is on, your output will be off, and this may not be the desired effect. So that is it. I'm just going to quickly show off a clock that you can actually use, a redstone clock. This may not give hardly any of a delay, but I'm going to show it off anyway. Will that work? Oh no, it needs to be an odd output. I just want to build this very simple so you can see what's going on. So basically, it moves a bit fast, but they will carry on going in a circle, changing their inputs. So this is basically, if I just stop that a second, this is basically exactly the same as what I showed in my last video. Let's get to it. No point me making it if I already have one built. By here, and it is basically just a clock, and this one obviously a lot smaller and a lot more effective. They do exactly the same job. Okay, I just remembered one thing. I almost forgot to show it. It's not a logic gate as such. They're only quite new to be used by a lot of people. But it's basically a rapid pulsar. Now they can be constructed in this manner. It doesn't work with most of the stuff because the pulse is so fast. Put that on, and here is very annoying. And it can be used in using that is been a lot of bugs have been found in the game. Duplicating blocks used to be done this way, but they fixed that. You can get bugged out pistons sometimes with doing this. One interesting thing, I believe it still works in the newest snapshot, is extremely fast firing pistons. I mean dispensers. Sorry. Just get some arrows, maybe more visual effect. Places by there. Yeah, this is a bug. If you have a rapid pulsar and then go into a repeater, the repeater will look like it's always on. But if you have a dispenser right in front of it, it will fire extremely fast. And this is the fastest you can ever make a dispenser fire. As you can see, it fires a stack of 64 arrows fairly quickly. But be warned, if you're using this with like normal items, or especially balls of enchantment with experience orbs, it will lag out your game if you chuck so many entities on the ground at one time. So I apologize if this video is a bit longer than expected. I just want to cover everything. So yeah, hope you follow this Redstone series I am doing. Thanks for watching. Please comment, rate and subscribe, and support T-Haven, which is the charity the YouMineWeCraft channel is raising money for, and all the money from the pretty much all the money from this that I make from this video on advertisements is going straight towards T-Haven. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please comment, rate and subscribe, and goodbye.